This 10.29 carat piece of rough displays predominantly purple color in white light, and the color shifts to a magenta under halogen or incandescent light. I've already attached the stone to the brass dop here, so I'll have to show you how I do that in a future video. For larger stones, I prefer to use two-part epoxy to attach the stone to the dop. For smaller stones, I prefer to use a variety of super glue that's called Loctite 404. For garnet, I generally start cutting with either a 260 or a 360 diamond grip lap, just to preform the stone a little bit. For relatively rough laps like the 260 or 360, you can buy a variety of laps. I'd recommend you buy a topper and save your money for the polishing laps where it really makes a difference. After preforming, I move to a 600 grit, and I set the length and the width of the stone. For a round stone, of course, the length and the width are the same. For smaller stones in the 5 to 8 millimeter range, it's important to make the width calibrated size, such as 5.0 millimeters, 5.5, 6.0, 6.5, 7.0, etc. However, for this stone, we're trying to cut the largest that we can out of the rough, and it may not fit a commercial mounting, but that's okay because Bopi can design the mounting using her 3D CAD software, and she'll design the mounting to ensure it perfectly matched to the gemstone that I cut, with the exact width of the stone fitting perfectly into the setting. So after the 300 grit is done with the stone, I prefer to move to the 1200 crystallite lap. After I finish with the 1200 lap, I prefer to move to a 3000 lightning lap topper for pre-polish, and then I want to move to the gear loose product called the Greenway lap for the final polish. This Greenway is fairly new. It seems to have great results in polishing garnet, so we're going to give that a try. There's a lot of options for polishing garnet. You can use 50K lightning lap, 50,000 grit lightning lap. You can use aluminum oxide ultra laps, or you can use diamond grit that you put on a bat or ceramic or other polish disc. We're ready to see that at all. So that's how that grape garnet looks after we've cut the pavilion. So we're going to transfer it now, and so we can work on the crown. So the dop I'm going to transfer it to is made for the pavilion side. You go right on. So for me, I always get a little bit of putty and put it in the bottom, because one time when I was gluing and taking the removing the stone from the glue, the bottom part of the pavilion, the culet, broke off. It probably was a one-time freak accident, but ever since then I put putty in the bottom. This is a transfer jig, perfectly aligned. Now we use the two-part epoxy and a good business card. Business cards have their uses, don't they? Final polish on our purple garnet. Got a couple facets to go. Now the Greenway is a polishing lap, so it's not going to move the facet much. It's not going to cut much. It's just polishing. You can polish and polish and polish and hardly move that facet at all. Relatively small quantities of purple garnet have been found in Tanzania and Mozambique, with the first material coming from Mozambique. This piece of purple garnet rough is from a 2015 discovery in Mozambique. The story is that the mine is already played out and is no longer in operation. However, these reports are often exaggerated, that there have been several rough dealers who currently have some purple garnet rough available, finding it difficult to find larger pieces of this rough and very difficult to find large and clean pieces in the rough. You need to look at each facet as you're polishing it to make sure it's polished, there's no scratches. I just finished polishing the crown with the Greenway by Gears of our purple garnet, and the stone is now finished.